This update is mostly about chapters 1's gameplay because I've already done the coding for all of it since it's been around 4 or 5 months since I last opened chapter 1. However, certain stuff has happened that made me unable to work on both, if just any of my projects. So the first gameplay I worked on was the portrait puzzle, which is basically like a tile puzzle where you need to reconstruct an image. To randomize the pieces, I shuffle their position through the code. The problem is that if you randomize them too much, the puzzle becomes almost impossible to solve. At one point, I asked my friend Mickey to test it, and he actually managed to finish it. After almost an hour, I have not even coded an ending for the puzzle because I was still coding it. So imagine like spending nearly an hour solving this thing and finally like putting the last piece into place, and just to have like absolutely nothing happen, like there's nothing. I actually I actually felt bad for him. But yeah, after seeing that, I completely recode the puzzle to like balance it out even more. It's still something you have to think about, but it's not like almost impossible, to do it. I never want Full Recording to be a difficult game. It's a horror game, not like some sort of like hardcore puzzle game. The next gameplay is a lockpicking minigame. It's actually the first gameplay you will see in when you enter chapter 1. Originally, I wanted to make a realistic lockpicking system where you would move the lockpick inside the keyhole and manipulate the pin. But I realized I simply wasn't skilled enough to code something like that yet. So instead, I designed something that's just easier for me. It's like a moving. How do I explain that? I mean, you have it on screen, but like it's like a moving indicator slide across the screen, and you have to click at exactly the right moment. And there was also a few bugs while making it. I remember one where restarting the minigame would duplicate parts of the interface on top of each other. I think I fixed it? Question mark? Hopefully I fixed that. Honestly, I can't remember anymore. But since the player can't replay that section after clearing it, I think the issue should be gone. After that came one of the simplest minigame in the entire chapter, if not in the even game. It's a sort of like Morse code game. Like you will find the code somewhere else in the environment, and you just simply need to like click on the I don't know how you would call that, a lever. It's the next puzzle like involve opening a treasure chest by selecting the correct animal symbol in the correct color. And yeah, again, all my puzzle overall, like you need to explore the place to find the solution. Then there's the bookshelf puzzle, which lets you drag books and like objects into a specific order to reveal like a hidden mechanism. I actually try to save time by recycling code from the curtain puzzle in the game's introduction. Since both mechanics involve dragging objects, I thought the old code would work. It did not. I spent way too long fixing bugs where books would not move properly, or like it would not snap into places. and just like end up being underneath the bookshelf instead of inside it because of the old code, and that's how the old code work. But eventually I got everything working. Alongside all Ultra's puzzle, I've finished building the interactive point and click background for chapter 1, which takes place inside the boat. And I also finished building the interactive point and click background for chapter 1, so the player can expect everything I want them to interact with. While I was busy with coding, my artists and musicians were also working really hard on their own task. The cutscenes start like coming together, and we finally received original music made specifically for formal coding. Like that alone, like it just like made the whole atmosphere just more real. But yeah, I'm really happy. Thank you again for the composer. I really like enjoy that aspect of making a project, because with my other project I mainly do that alone. So having an actual team, like where we each have our own responsibility, although like I'm the main project leader, it's really nice, it's really nice. Because I can tell also they are also like really interested in the project, so that has been really motivating. Another feature I added was a new way of presenting choices. Because instead of the usual visual novel dialogue box, some decisions are now presented as like this illustrated image that you click on directly. It kind of remind me a little too much of those dramatic like mobile game ads. But yeah, overall the chapter 1 is looking good so far. I mean, I finished making chapter 1. Chapter 1 has been really positive from my team. I guess like the only issue is maybe certain like grammar and spelling, but anyway, I'm going to fix that. Right now I think the way it is, it's good, it's workable, and the choices, because that also, it's also like chapter 1, sorry, is where like your paths start branching out, and where your choices have actual consequences in later on. One of the biggest pieces of advice Mickey gave me while helping me with the writing was the mystery aspect of it. Chapter 1 feels more spooky than scary, and like I guess like it's fine for it to be more spookier, because it also helps you introduce you the characters and teach the player how the gameplay work, and kind of like ease the player into the game. So then I really want chapter 2 and chapter 3 to really push that horror. So this weekend I've rewritten the introduction for chapter 2 to lean much more into that uncertainty, and I'm generally excited about where it's heading. I feel I did a pretty good job. I still have not showed my team that introduction aspect because it's only in written form, it's not like visual. So yeah, as I said, right now I'm also beginning to write chapter 2 properly, because so far like this chapter branch into 3 major story paths, and I really want to make each one feel equally worthwhile. I don't want the player to feel like there's an obvious quote-unquote correct choice. At the same time, I don't want the story to spiral into like 100 and impossible choice and branches. Like it's just like the path eventually will reconnect into the main outcome. So it's like the production can be manageable on my end. And again, lastly I want to apologize once again to my team. I've already told them personally, but I also wanted to say it here. Thank you all again for being so patient during the past couple of months while life got in the way. I really appreciate it. But yeah, now that I'm back, I can't wait to fully dive into chapter 2. And that's all for this devlog. Thank you so much for following the development of Full Moon Calling, and I'll see you in the next update.